Hi, I'm Jamey from Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in the two-player game Stellar. In Stellar, you are building your own tableau of sorts that you will score at the end of the game, and on your turn, you're gaining a variety of benefits. And this is one of my favorite things about the game. On any given turn, you are really gaining three things. You're gaining a card from the card row, so you're adding that to your hand, and then you are gaining the benefit of playing a card into either your tableau or your telescope is your tableau or your notebook. And then you're playing another card directly from the card row to the place where you didn't already play a card. So if you played a card to the telescope, then you would then play the card from the card row into your notebook. So I really like the feeling of generosity this game gives you. On every turn, you're doing three big things in the game. You're gaining a new card, you're playing two cards. It feels really good to do that. The other part of the puzzle that I find really interesting in this game is that the card row is numbered. Let's see if I can find these numbered cards. They're cards that say 1 through 5. And when you gain a card from the card row, it goes to your hand, and then you can choose from those cards in your hand if you want to put one of them in your telescope or in your notebook. They score in different ways. You can watch another video to see how they score. The tricky thing here, or the interesting puzzly thing here is, say I choose this asteroid card and I play it in my notebook. This card has a number 2 up here. When I play this card in my notebook, the next step of my turn is that I must take the card that is in the 2 slot of the card row, because this is 2, must take the card from the 2 slot, and I must place it in the other place where I haven't already placed the card. So if I put this in my notebook, then I need to take the number 2 card and put it in my telescope. And so on every turn, even you're gaining these multiple things, but you have to think through which card you're gaining and where you're placing it, because you know, perfect information, the other card in the card row that's already there with this number is going to go in the opposite location. It's a kind of a mind-bending puzzle, especially I've only played this game one time so far, and it was a little mind-bending. Every time I played a card, I was like, okay, I'm playing this to my notebook. It's the number 2 card. If I do that, then I know I'm gaining the number 2 card from this other place and putting it in my telescope. And what does that mean for endgame scoring? I'm always kind of going through that puzzle. So every turn is a puzzle as to where you're placing cards. And you can plan ahead a little bit. I know that I have certain cards in hand. I know that maybe I want more interstellar clouds in a certain place, either in my notebook or in my telescope. But in my turn itself, whenever it gets to my turn, that's when I have the information about which cards are in the card row, and I can start to puzzle through that element of the game. So yeah, it's just an interesting puzzle here that I don't think I've seen before, where you are caring about the number on the card that you're playing in relation to the number on in the card row itself, 1 through 5, and the card that randomly ends up next to that number. So even though this is number 5, when this is in the card row, it could be randomly assigned to any of the 1 through 5 gaps in that card row. So yeah, that's my favorite mechanism in this beautiful game, Stellar. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your favorite mechanism, if you've played the game in the comments below, or if you've played another game that has a similar mechanism, let me know about that in the comments as well. Thanks.